Christmas, huh? Why are they in a swimming pool? I'm Jackie.
It left a wake of destruction in my brain. I'm Justin.
Tornado Twister, Twister Twister, Christmas Twister. I'm Sam, and this is Christmas Twister, or F6 Twister, on Stinker Madness.
What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at these!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at these!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinker.
Hello and welcome to our second Christmas show of the holiday season. Jingle bells, guys, to you. I plan on jingling my own bells later by myself. I don't know.
Good to know. So
Yeah.
don't interrupt you if you say that you're in the bathroom for a while.
I'm pooping, I promise. Sam is here. I'm Justin. Of course, Jackie's sitting next to me. And this is Christmas Twister, currently streaming on Amazon Prime, starring Casper Van Dien, and from 2012. Sam.
Yes,
Proceed.
2012. I thought it was 2017, but it's 2012.
Okay, all right.
Wow, and it's taken us this long to find this gem?
Gem? Question mark.
I've known about it for a little while because I was figuring I was going to run out of Christmas movies, and this sort of rounded a couple bases for me, was to get CVD back on the show and then have something that would at least thematically fit in what we're trying to do this month, but knowing full well that it probably had very little to do with Christmas.
Right. I mean, the Twister didn't even have any ornaments on it. It was not pulled by reindeer.
It wasn't.
It also didn't suck up a Christmas tree farm.
Right? Like,
Yeah, needed either.
come on, guys. That's easy. That's easy work right there. It also managed to have some of the worst visual effects we've seen in quite some time. I'm assuming that this was a SyFy original type thing.
So this is early fill the streaming stuff. It's odd that there will be a little bit of connection to last week because the main person involved here actually isn't just CVD. It's Peter Sullivan,
Okay.
who makes so many goddamn movies as a producer, and he's also directed like 35, that he has to work with David Dakota on some of these Christmas movies.
I see. Okay.
This wasn't one of
Right.
them, but this is before I think he and Dakota started hooking up to fill every space that isn't occupied by movies with movies that are mostly finished, I guess.
You guys want
This
to try that one again, guys? Take another look
Yeah.
at it? Now we're good.
But where I'm going to give him a little bit of credit is that you can't really do a whole lot better than what they did with what they had to work with, and they gave us more. They just kept giving us more. They knew the visual effects were shit, and they're like, we need more of it.
Uh-huh.
I know that it's shit, but we need more of it, and they did that. And that's like an eat shit birdemic. Because they have roughly the same tools.
Uh-huh.
They have a better crew, and this is what, people that kind of know what they're doing can do with mediocre tools. I mean, they had Steadicam shots, they had a jib shot, they wall-to-walled with bad visual effects. I think I wanted to accuse one of the coffee cups of being a Christmas coffee cup in post because they were just like, I don't know if there's enough Christmas here. Just add something in.
Put a clip art coffee mug. Did you notice,
Yeah.
speaking of that the camera guy's Christmas t-shirt was just a Christmas scene written in pen?
Yeah.
Yeah, magic marker.
They did great. They did great with nothing.
Right.
I mean, the art department doing it all. There was, there's got to be some of that was just stock shots of Texas because this happens every
absolutely.
year. But then the Main Street or whatever, they did a nice job filling that up with garbage.
Uh-huh,
They did.
uh-huh.
I mean, they didn't half-ass any of
Yeah.
this. They just only had so much.
Yeah, I thought the production design was not terrible.
I thought the best
that's
part
why-
was when the people would get sucked in
Yes. The tornadoes, visual effects, and the destruction around it was spectacularly terrible.
Yeah, and they didn't shy away from it. When it
Right.
picks up the train, you're like, there's no way to make this look good. And they're like, no, there's no way to make this look good. We're just going to do it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Enter CVD, because if you're making a movie like this, you're like, we need something to elevate this above the Asylum.
Right.
What would do that? Casper Van Dien will do that
Get
for
Casper
you.
on the phone.
Get Casper on the phone. Bring Casper down here, because we're getting more than Casper Van Dien acting and turning it up to 11 when he has to. We're also getting a guy that's going to help with the production.
Yeah.
He's going to help out.
Right.
He's going to help out so much he's going to bring his kids. And they're going to help.
Yeah, right.
His daughter was an extra. And then in the credits, there's Casper Robert Van Dien the seventh.
Oh, my God.
Which I'm assuming means that he had his son help with art department.
So do we think Casper Van Dien is the 6th?
I believe he's the sixth.
Wow. That is prestigious to be named after the same person 6 times.
I can't verify if that's a real thing, or if he's really just the second and his son's the third, or if he's just being Casper Van Dien, because he's a silly guy.
Right.
And he does silly things, and so it's hard to pin him down. The only way to pin him down is to just watch his interviews, and then you can find out what kind of a guy he is. And if you like doing that, I like doing it. You can watch Casper Van Dien interviews on YouTube for hours.
I would like to
just
pin him down into being my neighbor. Like move in next door,
Oh, yeah.
CVD.
I guess he's living in, and this is as of last check, he's in Venice, Florida, because his parents live there, and his dad's getting pretty old. He just wants to be around.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, yeah, we're going to do these movies around my house for a while, and that's what we're doing.
Awesome.
And he had married one of the Hollywood Walk of Fame cosplayer girls
What?
recently.
What?
He's on wife number 3.
What's that?
Walk of Fame has mascots sometimes, people that get paid to dress up.
Really?
And the gal that was Wonder Woman is really as Wonder Woman-y as you can get for the cosplay business. She's sprung off of that into some roles and things like that, but now Casper Van Dien's married to her, which the quick search on that has produced Casper Van Dien pictures on the internet where he's dressing silly, which is also good. And he has, unfortunately, seemingly given up on the hockey hair. I was really digging his hockey hair in this.
Yeah, right.
I loved it.
It's almost Nick Cage-iest.
Really, I thought this was the worst haircut he's had
Oh,
in
it's
any
terrible.
movie that we've done with him.
It's real bad, but I like it.
It kind of made him look like a
Yeah.
dirty hobo.
He's 2 brushstrokes away from an ape drape with that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. It's like the worst haircut ever, and he still looks good with it. You're like, good Lord, Casper, you can do anything.
Yeah, that is true. He still did look good, but it was a doofy ass haircut.
Lead actress, Victoria Pratt. Did you guys recognize her?
Nope. I mean,
Okay.
I thought she looked familiar, but then when she took off her clothes and was in a bikini, I'm like, you've got to be some kind of fitness model or something.
She started out as a fitness model. She's married to Trace Adkins now. But Justin remembers the Action Pack. You might have seen her because I think you were watching those shitty Sunday night syndication shows. So her first gig was Cleopatra 2025, which she was in episodes of Xena and all that. She was one of the Sam Raimi finds.
okay.
And so her first major role and recurring role or lead cast was Cleopatra 2025. She's one of the 3 girls. And that was packaged back to back for the Action Pack second hour with the Action Pack second hour with Jack of All Trades.
Okay. All right.
So they ran back to back with that. It didn't fly, didn't work well. She ends up picking up her next big thing, which is what Jackie may have seen, which was on Sunday nights for a long time here. It could have been on any night wherever you're at because it was syndicated. It was Mutant X.
Oh, yeah.
was-
Mutant X.
I did
When
watch that.
Yeah, that's why I was assuming you've seen that, and that's why you'd seen her. She was one of the principals in that, and that was one of Marvel's first dipping its toes into the market. That was actual Marvel that was Avi Arad that made that show. And it was everything bad about the X-Men with none of the things that were good about the X-Men.
Yep, I do remember that.
That show was hard to watch, but I watched it. I think that's the worst show that I watched regularly was Mutant X.
I don't think I've ever seen a single episode.
The only reason is it was in between two things I liked. I think it was like after Legend of the Seeker,
which I loved.
or right before. It was in between Cowboy Bebop and Legend of the Seeker, and I just wasn't doing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, it's a half hour before one of the shows I like to watch, and this is really the only thing I find palatable right now, and it sucks.
Okay, all right.
Richard Berge, the guy that's the doofy weatherman, I think he's just friends with Casper Van Dien because he's in a lot of Casper Van Dien's movies.
Okay.
And I think he was in Desperate Housewives. But the big find, the other like, whoa, hey, he's in it, is Steve Williams, who was, of course, Mr. X in the X-Files.
Oh.
Mr. X?
The director, the one that's like, she on the phone?
I don't remember who you're talking about.
He would show up in his suit. He was a recurring role in the X-Files, and he knew more than when Mulder would get too close to something, that guy would show up and kind of like try to chase him off the trail. But he was known as Mr. X.
Not the cigarette smoking man?
No, not the cigarette smoking man. Mr. X and the cigarette smoking man are different men.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to watch the X-Files all over again. All 9 seasons. Binge it. That's what I'm doing. Because I love that show.
Yeah, I still can't make heads or tails of it, and I think I've seen almost every episode twice.
It's about aliens, Sam.
Yeah, but I'm not sure what conclusion the show came to other than that Gillian Anderson said fuck it and went to the beach.
Yeah, exactly. It ended with them waving goodbye to us in a boat. That's how it ended. Goodbye.
Right out the apocalypse in paradise, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Are the aliens bad? Are they good? What is happening with the aliens?
Is the cigarette smoking man really your father? What the hell? Is this a soap opera?
The aliens in X-Files are like the tits in heavy metal.
Right?
Yeah, they're there, but it's like elusive find.
All right. What else we got on Christmas Twister?
That's about it on this.
Right.
We did find that, or notice that there was just a black screen with a very blocky font that said F6 Twister as a title card.
Right.
Which I had read something about this being released initially, and the title was spelled Chris Dam's Twister.
Chris Dams.
Chris Dam's, like they switched the A and the M. Instead of Christmas, it was Chris Dam's.
Huh.
And so that block title card with nothing going on in it really heavily supports that theory for me, that they just like stuck this over the top of it. Like, really? Chris Dam's Twister? Really?
It was my first time on the keyboard. Sorry.
Yeah. There's a lot of heavy lifting for probably a very limited graphic design team in this because of how much post-production signs and all this other shit that they put in. So with that much graphic design happening, that's what you get is rushed crew and Chris Dam's Twister.
Chris Dam's Twister. Okay, Chris Dam's Twister on Sneaker Madness.
Yeah. And don't forget, Sam, that there was holly. Everybody in Texas has holly in their truck.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah. Every single vehicle had holly in it.
Good spot.
It was weird.
The movie, because it has nothing to do with Christmas, has to just yell Christmas every 2 or 3 minutes, and that's how you do that.
Right. Dublin, Texas, December 22nd is the first thing we see on screen. And then I love, this is just my own little complaint, is that the exact same font that was used to show us the date, location, and time is then followed by Casper Van Dien. The movie is saying by doing that Casper Van Dien is like part of the. Does anybody understand what the fuck I'm talking about? It's hard to explain, but you can't use the same font that your subtitles are in.
Yeah, you can't, but you do.
Yep.
When you get to the point where you're at the most mundane task of the graphic design process, you had to You started out with that Channel 7 logo because you wanted that one to look like it was really a news station.
Uh-huh.
Then you did the signs that you had to drop on things digitally. Do any of the other dumb shit that is in the background. And then by the end of the process, you're, oh yeah, we still have to make the credits. I'm fucking tired of this. I'm just using Arial. It's the one that came up. And if you're good, like, I'll just be like, I used to do it where I just have a default that wasn't Arial. I was like, okay, I'm not using Arial. I'm not that lazy. But after a while, like, when people want just something silly, it's like, you're getting Arial.
You're getting Comic
So
Sans.
No, because you'd have to change the font
Right.
for Comic Sans. Arial is so lazy that you're not even changing the default font in the program. It's just the one that comes
Right,
up.
Right.
And you can read it, so why not?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So we open on a little gas station. A family has pulled in. The kids, the mommy and the daughter are hungry, so they're going to go to the diner because I guess you just have diners right next to gas stations in Texas, which seems kind of cool to me.
Not to mention that this guy is totally cowboyed out all the way, right? Has the hat and everything that he puts on to go pump the gas.
Mm-hmm.
But they're driving a Volkswagen Touareg.
Yep.
And there's nothing more ass backwards than to be a full-blown cowboy
Uh-huh.
and driving a German SUV.
That's completely, it's not, I can't be like, well, that's a sensible family car. It's not. It is like, those are the most ostentatious cars for families that have ever been made. If you go into one, you're like, this thing is a little over the top.
It's the pinnacle of the isn't, as we call the crossovers, that it's trying to be both an SUV and a car, but instead of being both those things, it just isn't either one of them.
No, it's mostly just a yacht with wheels, like a rich guy's yacht. That's the decadence that's inside of one of those things.
Sort of, because it isn't even that. It just isn't, because you get in that and you're like, this costs this much?
Exactly.
This is this stupid?
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm getting an Audi.
Yeah, it's literally the Gilded Age on wheels. Anyways, so he's pumping gas. They're in the diner getting some pie. The kid doesn't like pecan pie. Good thing we know that. And emergency broadcast comes on. There's a twister on the way. And outside, Dad sees it. It's not on the way. It's fucking here, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And who the hell
This is,
eats blueberry pie?
Oh, you're going back to the pie, huh?
Yeah. Blueberry pie is fucking gross.
Blueberries are gross in general.
I don't like any of the fruit pies, really.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to pick between blueberry, cherry, and apple, I'm going blueberry. Because it's at least common.
Yeah.
It's like I can get cherry pie anywhere.
Right. Are we considering...
See, I'm going with cherry.
Are we considering lemon meringue to be a fruit
No.
pie? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Well, no, lemon meringue is delicious.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah. And there's not like real lemons in it.
Okay.
Like big slices of lemon or anything.
That would probably not be very good. Maybe we should try
No,
it.
it wouldn't.
Okay. All right. Anyways, so Dad sees the tornado. He's like, holy shit. And he runs into the diner, gets everybody. We got to get to the emergency bunker, which is a shipping container.
Yeah.
With a convenient rope on it.
Right?
Yeah, there's a way to lock those from the inside sometimes, so that sucks.
Yeah.
Also, when he's running in, before he ushers everyone to safety, the guy in the background who's definitely part of the crew and has to fill in as an extra is doing like background acting with the waitress just to, have something that's not just the two people.
Uh-huh.
He's doing so much better than the actual actors at pretending to act that it's incredible.
I'm going to be seen. Still, at what point does a diner be like, well, we need a lot of stuff, so you're going to have to put it on a train in a shipping container. And now that you've dropped off the shipping container, why don't you just leave it here? Well, I don't know why. I just want to be a diner with a shipping container.
That's your big hang up with the scene?
Diners don't have shipping containers. At no point in time does a diner pick up and order so much crap that they need a shipping container that they keep.
The the cheapest, fastest way, and I don't know cost-wise with price of metal right now if this is where it used to be, if you wanted to build a tornado shelter on the cheap, was to get a used shipping container that isn't going to work for shipping anymore, bury it, and just dig out enough that you can make your own access to it, make a better door, basically. And so I'm just thinking that the guy's like, well, I got the container. One day I'll make a shelter out of it.
Oh, it's like
damn tornado.
It's like getting your Camaro done. Yeah, I'll get to it one of these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's getting your Camaro done.
Okay, all right.
And my biggest problem with the scene is that the tornado is fucking coming and he's having a one-on-one with his daughter. No, you slap that bitch in the face and you're like, get your ass
Come
up.
on.
You are blocking
Come
the
on,
only
honey.
exit. We don't have time for this bullshit. And
and-
just grab her by the arm and yank her out of there. She'll
It's not
thank you
like
for it
she's
later.
a 6-year-old girl. She's like 15.
Yeah.
There's a tornado. You know what that is. Get your ass in the shipping container.
No, I'm thinking they moved there from Arkansas because he's like, go ahead and go in there and have some pie.
Mm-hmm.
And then she stares at her twirly rather than getting out of the car because she's mesmerized by it, I guess. And then her mom is like checked out. And then she's like, oh, yeah, we got to go inside. It takes him like 2 minutes of sitting there staring to process the fact that they need to get out of the car and then go into the restaurant.
Well,
Then he hasn't even, it takes him until they've already placed their order before he even starts gassing the car up.
exactly. And then the mom is like, yeah, I'm hungry too. And she's so checked out when she goes in, she's like, I'll have coffee.
She's got a problem with anorexia. That was my only theory right there. Midlife crisis, got to keep the weight off.
Or she's a blank slate upstairs. There's nothing going on. The hamster's done running on that wheel.
There are days that I honestly think that would be better for me. Like, how do you get so fucking dumb? Because I need this right now, okay? I need to be able to shut my brain off and just not give a fuck.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah. I'll sell it all.
I'm with you, Jackie. Every once in a while, I'm like, you know what? Lobotomize me and give me a job where I just like grab a thing from here and set it over there all day and pay me okay. And I'm going to be like, I might be better off.
You might.
Yep. I think that way too sometimes, Sam.
Being intelligent is hell. It's hell on you. Anyways, so the tornado hits. It sucks up some cars. It causes some explosions that look awful. Post-production explosions. And usually in post-production explosions, it's just the effect that looks terrible. But the scaling of the fire doesn't even match. It's like way too big of flames, but they're not the right big flames.
No, but they did better because they just like, this doesn't match. Okay, put more of it in there. Just spin it around, put it sideways, put it upside down, make it different sizes, and just have it all over at varying speeds of explosion. It's probably the exact same preset, minorly fucked with, and just sprayed all over the screen. So you're like, oh, awesome. That's fucking terrible.
There's fire burning upside down. Come on, Greg. Seriously? Yeah, I just put it everywhere.
I would also like to point out, since we're here at the first tornado, that throughout this film, you will notice tornado, and then one person is like, I'll go check.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand that it could still be in the eye of the tornado, and they need to like give it 10 minutes, because then the other side's going to hit.
Or that the tornado could come back. They don't just like go in one direction, you know?
Yeah, it's like, I'll go check.
Yeah.
Why don't you give it 10 minutes, Steve?
Yeah, are you going to rush to get,
to get back to your car that doesn't exist anymore, that was blown up by a gas station?
Yeah, let's just hang out in the shipping container for a little bit, you know?
But there could still be pie.
Well, there could be pie, and I'm pretty sure that Sally just farted in here. So there's a Christmas
go check.
twister in her pants. Okay, so cut to CVD. His character's name is Ethan. He's a tornado guy for the university.
He's a tornado doctor.
Uh-huh.
Sounds pretty cool to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a real thing,
I don't either.
but it seemed pretty legit. I mean, they had some 1980s computers in there.
Very legit. They had 386s.
which leads me to believe that the University of Texas does not actually give their faculty and staff proper equipment. Maybe they're poor.
This is not the University of Texas. And they also, like, he had that Texas sweater his son does later. That's just like state of Texas sweater.
Yeah.
He's at like Eastern Texas Community College.
Yeah, Lubbock CC. So he's like, I gotta go in. There was a tornado, and I gotta do whatever tornado guys do at the office. And his wife's like, oh my gosh, all you do is love tornadoes. And he's like, yeah, I know we got problems, babe, but these are the problems I can fix. And she's like, put a baby in me. And he's like, no time. Because they got marital issues.
Yeah.
Because of course they do.
Because she's like, I want another baby. And he's like, well, 5 years ago you wanted a vasectomy. So we did that one. I don't know what I'm going to work.
Well, and in this scene, it really does make him look like he's working for the CDC or
Right.
The Emergency Warning Services. Like he's got like a really important state or federal job that he needs to get to in order to handle this.
Right.
And I will say, Sam, they did throw some Merry Christmas signs in there and like a Rudolph to let you know it's Christmas. But then he just walks up to University of blah, 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 tornado section.
Yeah, the tornado office. He also says, happy anniversary. This is December 23rd. So these two idiots got married 2 days before Christmas. That's not how you do it.
It is if you're a cheap ass.
It's not.
Why would you do that?
It's something
cheap ass.
Yeah.
It's something I would try.
So then you only have
so
to
that
buy
I don't
one gift.
forget.
No, you have to buy two gifts. You still have to get people. It's like if your birthday was on December 23rd, you still have to get two presents.
Nope. You just say, I spent extra. So this is your birthday and your Christmas present.
No, you didn't. No, it's a gift card. I can see how much you spent.
Yeah.
$20. It's $10 a thing. It's pretty good.
No, you're like, we're getting married on my birthday. Why? So I don't forget that I'm married to you.
And then his son is grounded for being very good with woodworking tools. Like, yeah, I know it looks great, pal, but yeah, I told you not to use my tools. Whose tools has this kid been using then? Because this kid clearly knows how tools work.
And
he's the only person that knows how anything works,
right.
Apparently.
And he made a pretty bitchin' like nativity scene. As a parent, you'd probably be like, you know what? We need to get you some additional training, son.
Yeah, he's got additional training.
You did this shit on your own after school before we got back.
You don't just go out to the tools and look at them and go, oh, that's how that works. Somebody has to show you how tools work. You don't learn that on your own. So he's been getting trained. He's moonlighting, that kid. He's sneaking out the window and not going in a treehouse and looking at nudie pictures. No, he's building fucking tree houses.
Yeah.
He's got a side business.
Yeah.
His dad's like, hey, you're doing great in school. We're going to get you into Brown. You're going to do the Ivy League thing. You're going to be just like me. And he's like, why'd we move to Texas? Because I'm looking at what these contractors are making, and I'm looking at you working at the community college, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm learning to use these tools, Dad.
I already built 3 subdivisions this month. Jesus, Dad. Catch up. Nope, you're grounded. Okay, so...
And did anybody else notice that this kid doesn't look anything like either one of them? It's like, oh, you're the milkman's kid. That's why they're having marital problems.
Yep. It's not, maybe it's Logan's kid. Anyways, he gets to work. There's a new intern there who doesn't know anything about anything.
She's probably like a sophomore.
She doesn't know anything about anything. She says some lines that's expositionary for us, like, well, what is there an F6? And it's for our benefit. It's not for hers. But there's other scenes where she like doesn't know how the computer works. She doesn't know what a CB radio is. And I understand that not everybody knows what a CB radio is, but like her character is the I don't know anything intern. I don't think she gets in there.
I've worked for some student employees. Some of them are fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And some of them you're like, okay, you're my idiot factor. I'm going to design things for you because, wow, like, where the fuck did you grow up? Because you don't even know what fucking Twitter is.
Right.
Or let's do some Photoshop. What's that?
What's magma?
Yeah, it's like magma.
Yeah, he's got the all-star student that's like, you're going to get into Texas, kid. You're going to be all right. I'm going to get you out of this community college. You're going places. Your girlfriend here, we'll just have her make my coffee twice every morning. Because she'll forget how I like it.
Your girlfriend here managed to put on mismatched shoes and then tie the laces together. I mean...
And then
not
he's like,
anymore.
She's not my girlfriend. You're like, yeah, okay, well, we'll see how that works.
20 minutes later, they're on top of each other in the broom closet.
Sometimes you got to take what you can get in college, okay?
Yeah. I'll spot you that one too, Jackie. Anyways, so mom, her name is Addison. She's a news anchor, and on the local news, she's a hot talent. She's got an offer up in New York City.
New York City?
To run the show there, but she's got to go. It's a package deal with her co-anchor / weatherman, Logan. I don't think that's how that works. Like, yes, we want you to do the nightly news, but we have to have the weatherman too.
No, this is how it works now. Oh. Unfortunately, there's an interesting subtext. Because I relived a lot of the things from working at TV stations that I was going through then, watching them and going, somebody who wrote this worked at a TV station.
Okay.
They know exactly how this shit works. Many years ago, the nightly news locally is some stuff put around the weather. That's all it is.
Yeah.
The weather happens 3 times. They have leads for the weather and teases for the weather.
That's true.
They only put in 3 fluff stories around the weather to pretend that they're still news.
So why don't they just hire the weatherman then? Why is it a package deal?
Well, the weatherman's trying to bring her with him.
For Bonetown.
Yeah. Oh, come with me.
He's trying to steal Ethan's wife, that son of a bitch.
Yeah, I want more visits with my kid that I put in you. The redhead kid that he's mine, right?
Yeah, well...
No, he's not his either. He's got red hair.
God damn it. Whose dad are you?
Carson Palmer. That kid's Carson Palmer's kid.
All right. So back at Weather Station, science talk. Ethan is like, the models. We got to update the models for climate change. It's 5 degrees warmer in the ocean, so this winter we're going to have a massive amount of tornadoes coming, and that one last night was just the beginning. We got big stuff about to happen, everybody. Go into panic mode.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't a normal tornado predictor thingy have shit about, like, wingspan and weather...
Wingspan?
Weather speed.
How
yeah,
long it's
weather
winded?
speed.
Weather speed and
going-
wingspan.
You are actually worse than the Storm Tracker 7000.
Thank you. Well, you guys know what I mean. It has all those factors in it already, right? So
air temperature. No, not really, because weather is fucking incredibly hard to predict, as you can well imagine. Like,
yeah,
you don't know what weather the air span is over a certain location in the ocean where things are forming. How do you don't just stick a thermometer up in the sky and be like, it's 64 up here.
What they should do is connect thermometers to sea life.
Wait, connect thermometers to sea life?
Yeah. And then we can get readings, GPS readings and temperature of the waters where these animals are.
Of the dolphin that you taped it to.
Yeah. Well,
that's what you're going to get, and it's not going to help.
Well, it's going to be taped to the dolphin, yes. But, you know, you have to adjust it for dolphin temperatures. So, you know, if it says 105 and you know the dolphin is running 98, well, that's only 7.
So now we can predict wind spans and weather speeds.
Yeah.
Well, depending on when they jump up, right? It might knock them down a lot faster, and you'd be like, it is definitely windy and fucking cold out there. Tom the Dolphin is doing a fucking great job, though.
We're
wait.
going to get you in charge of the National Weather Service. All the stuff that's way better than what you just said, you will break.
Right.
And they'll be like, I guess we don't have to worry about this anymore. Also, we're introducing our next chairman of Space Force, Jackie.
Yep.
That's right.
She is primed to run Space Force. Oh my gosh. Fucking bananas, Jackie. So anyways,
I thought it was a good idea.
yeah, it's a great idea. Let's write a letter to the editor.
And just so the listeners know, I don't know fuck about shit with science. So
Oh, you think?
maybe this is their first episode.
They were taking notes. I better listen to this woman. I don't think so.
They were like, she said she was drinking
Yeah.
Bloody Marys when this episode started. She is on to something. She is definitely classy.
Wind span and weather speeds. Okay.
Yeah.
Taped to a
No,
dolphin.
I mean, that's, again, you're a doctor. They have to listen to you. Just, yes, listeners, know that she's not a doctor of that.
Of weather.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor of weather, but I am a doctor.
Okay, so Ethan calls Addison and he's like, hey, I know you're on the news right now, but there is big stuff coming. You got to warn people. And she's like, no. Logan says everything's fine, that it's over. He's our chief meteorologist. I work at Tornado University Watch, so fuck Logan. And she's like, nah, I'm good.
Well, she doesn't want to be embarrassed again because, as they keep alluding to,
Mm-hmm.
he's predicted this kind of thing before in Chicago, and it ruined both of their careers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they had to move to Texas in shame. So what does that tell me?
You're exiled. You'll never work in this town again.
If you work at a decent place and you get shamed, you move to Texas.
Yeah. They literally shamed them. They stripped them bare naked and walked them out of Chicago while throwing lettuce and feces at them.
Shame, shame, shame.
Yeah, no, it's real. She's right. And again, there's a certain amount of accuracy in broadcast to this. My dad fucked up at a radio station in California and got shipped off to fucking armpit of Texas. That's what happened to our lives.
All right. This movie is just, it's 100% spot on with everything Sam. So,
It's got a Bronco in it next.
yeah, right. Exactly. The kids, they're heading to school in OJ's fucking car. And the teenage daughter is like, well, I don't think I'm going to go to school today. And the kid's like, oh, well, I guess I still have to because I'm grounded. See you at 2:30. Bye.
Well, they're already at the school. So if he doesn't get out, it's going to be like, the principal's going to be, that's suspicious, and call one of the parents.
Oh, okay.
So she points a stun gun at him and is like, get out or I'm going to stun gun you. Open the door and push your ass out into the parking lot. Either way, you're going to school today.
But I'm not.
That and if she takes him to the mall with her, it's not going to be like one of those situations where she's like, oh, quit hanging out with me. You're just like really dragging me down. That won't happen. They'll get to the mall and he'll go into the bathroom and fix the sink.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's also December 23rd, so it's the last day of school. Is that usually when the last day of school is, or isn't it like earlier?
Did we just get there? Are we now old enough that we can't remember?
I can't remember.
It was always like
I can't remember.
the Friday before. So like if 21st, 22nd, and 23rd fell on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then you would just, like, your last day would be Friday. You wouldn't go back.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Our little
But
guys.
I think it's different now.
Our little guy's last day of school is the 18th. So
Yeah.
that's a long.
It just depends on when it falls. If Christmas is on a Wednesday, you don't go to school even on Monday.
Right.
And you come back after the 1st. If Christmas is on a Thursday, you go Monday and Tuesday and you get Christmas Eve off and Christmas and through the New Year.
Right.
Actually, it works out. However, you get 2 full weeks off wherever the days land, they land.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing.
Okay.
But if it's really funky, you have a half week in front of that.
Yeah. Well, she's ditching the last day of school anyways because she's going to the mall. Elsewhere, we get a country Joe driving down the road, jamming out to some Christmas tunes.
To Jingle Bells.
Yeah, he's just like, jingle bells, yeah, woohoo, loving it. And his truck breaks down. It's digitally overheated. His 2010 Ford Ranger that he just got is already breaking down. Not a good advertisement for Fords. And he gets out and he's like, holy shit, Twister inbound. And his truck won't start because Ford Rangers are notorious for when they overheat, they also drain the battery. And so he is on foot. He's running away from the tornado. He doesn't make it. It's hilarious.
He also tries to videotape it with his flip phone.
Right?
And this is 22 minutes in. I made Justin stop it right here so we could see, like, hey, the tornado has claimed its first victim at 22 minutes.
Yeah. Took a little while.
And it looks great when he gets sucked in.
Oh,
I laughed super fucking hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
He gets spaghettified.
Yeah, he looks like a wet noodle.
Yeah, he's all stretched out and stuff because the CGI, again, the scale doesn't line up and it just looks weird and it's hilarious and I loved it. Ethan, he goes out to get the kids. He's like, shit, tornadoes. I gotta go find my family and make sure they're all safe. So first he goes to the little dude's school. I also like their driving scenes. Like at some points, he's clearly not moving. He's driving in front of a white screen. But sometimes he's also very not driving, where he's just talking on the phone with both hands and like looking at the car stereo. You're on the road right now, Ethan. You want to pay attention?
He's using his computer while driving sometimes.
Yeah, right?
He's got one of those police flip-out laptop things. Like, he's, like, at home with the problem with his wife. He's like, you know that weatherman is a complete fucking asshole, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, he's a weatherman. He doesn't know shit about fucking. He's an asshole. You have a pretend police laptop computer for chasing tornadoes, and you work at a community college. Also, you are an asshole.
And then Logan's currently in the bathroom texting her dick pics. So,
Yeah.
they're both real bad guys.
And she's like, is that a wart?
Logan's a giant turd.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Ethan is a professional wreck who seems to be a very good father
Mm-hmm.
and a pretty decent husband. But professionally, he's a wreck and he's a little insecure.
Well, he calls her again, and this time she does believe him because
There's been another tornado attack.
Dude died, so she's like, "Oh, okay, well, checks out." So she finally talks everybody in to letting her say something on the air, even though Logan is like, "It's nothing. Climate change isn't real. I'm a climate change denier. Go Trump." 2012.
He's just a weatherman.
Right.
Like, that's the thing. It's like, I'm a meteorologist. Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
Do you have a doctorate in it? No.
Sure don't. I don't even have a master's. I have a bachelor's degree in
mass comm from
a
very small arts college.
Yeah. I'm a meteorologist.
And then a certification in meteorology that followed afterwards.
Yeah, I got it online.
You decided these locals here seem to like a little bit of zest with their weather report.
Yeah, shut up, Logan. You suck so hard. So he's not on board. It's bullshit. Vaccines are bad. Don't wear masks. Logan, I hope you die in this movie. So at the mall, the daughter, Caitlin, has met up with her friend, and we realize for the first time that the actress who plays Caitlin is freakishly short.
This is one of my favorite parts of the movie. You just can't do it. You cannot cast people of that much difference in height.
It looks
you are
weird.
Kicking the cameraman directly in the balls.
Right?
Well, not to
He
mention,
can't do it. There's no way to do it. If she's a foot shorter than the other girl, every shot will be bad.
well, not to mention that she walks pigeon-toed.
She does.
So it looks really weird because she walks like a flamingo, and you're like, are you just trying to spread your cooch smell around, trying to attract somebody?
Whoa.
What? Why would you go there?
Because that's what I think about.
Okay.
Cooch smell.
Yeah.
He's wafting it out there, trying to attract a mate.
Like a flamingo.
Yeah, flamingo. Pulling a flamingo at the mall today. Don't bother me.
Okay.
My shorts are short
What's
and I'm
the
ready to
horse
go.
shit that you girls used to wear when we were in high school? Like, because I can name the horse shit that the other dudes wore. It was cool water.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the perfume. What was the perfume in the high school days for ladies?
It was Victoria's Secret's hormone body spray to get men horny.
hormone
Yeah.
body spray.
Yeah.
Why not just be like, hey, man, get horny. They're in high school. You don't need more help to be horny.
Well, there was also Britney Spears perfumes as well
Okay,
that
but
were popular.
not in high school.
Yeah, that smelled like cotton
No,
candy.
she came out after we graduated.
No.
Yes, Sam,
I don't think so. I think she was like,
Hit Me Baby One More Time. I was renting a house when Hit Me Baby One More Time came out.
I don't know.
No.
It's right there. It's right there. Either way, it's the same time period.
No.
And if you were a dude, it was Aspen or Cool Water.
You know
and
what?
they both smell like ass.
Fuck you guys. This shit pisses me off so bad.
It was like 1994 when that song came out.
What the
No.
fuck? Kurt Cobain died in 1994.
Yeah?
I am the person that's good with the timelines. I believe it was 1998, but I'm fucking going. I'm doing this. Hit Me Baby One More Time. I got some lyrics. Those are good. Released 1998. Boom,
Nice.
motherfuckers. Yeah, that we just dated ourselves. Graduated in 97. No, we were listening to fucking No Doubt and Bush in high school. It sucked. Bush.
I love my brother very much, but I got birthday presents from him twice that were Bush albums.
I know.
So I have 2 Bush albums because of him.
What was that other band that sucked so hard? God, I can't even fucking think of them. Live. That was another. We're listening to Live. No.
I actually like those albums,
those-
and I have
they suck.
3 of those.
Live sucked.
It did. Somebody gave me a Dishwalla album in that period too, and that's the worst of the bunch.
bet.
That thing is a Counting Blue Cars.
Counting Blue Cars.
Piss off. That song sucks.
No, okay. Her first album was 2003.
Britney Spears' first album.
1999.
God damn it, Jackie. We're so bad at this.
Yeah, no, don't go down the rabbit holes that he's already gone down. That's
2003
pointless.
was her first album.
Ah,
No.
fuck, never mind.
God damn it. Okay, I think NSYNC was maybe right at the tail end of 1997. So you may
You just need to talk about this movie. God
Okay,
damn it.
I don't want to.
Well,
like
I
talking
need a
about
drink.
90s tunes. Okay, we'll take a break.
Break.
This episode of Stinker Madness is brought to you by Casper Mattress. Sam, how many hours of sleep do you get each night? Well, I don't sleep very good at all. Well, maybe you should consider getting a fine Casper mattress. They go to stinkermadness.com/Casper and buy now, and we'll get rich. That's how I'd write that script.
The Casper Mattress affiliate script?
Yeah. That's what what I would do.
I used to poop my pants before I had one.
Always. I couldn't stop
Lay in
it.
bed and I'd be like, this bed's uncomfortable.
Casper Mattress. Fix that right up.
Yep. Now I go to bed, and not only do I sleep, I don't poop on myself.
And you can too. Too bad nobody wants to sponsor us.
So all of a sudden, Squatchers. At least I think they're Squatches. Are they Squatchers?
They might be also headed to the Fire Festival.
The Fire Festival.
Yeah. Maybe they're what are those guys called? Jabberwockies? No. What do they call ICP fans?
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I don't
already
either.
forgot.
Yeah, I forgot what those people are. But
They have that's called The Gathering, though.
okay. When you go to an
Yeah.
ICP concert?
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Juggalos. Yes, that's what they are. Or
Yes,
maybe
if
they're
you're out there, watch There was a promo video for the Gathering of the Juggalos, which is one of the most south a production has ever gone. Watch it on YouTube. It's hilarious. People that don't know anything about rap being paid to promote this going, woot, woot, are you a juggalo?
Nice.
Wow.
Maybe they're Danites. Is that what fans of the Dan call themselves? Danites?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Parrot heads? They're not parrot heads. They're squatchers.
I
think
like
they're
to think they're squatchers. You don't
And
go
they're like,
squatching
oh.
in Texas, though.
You go squatching everywhere.
Because you're
You
just
squatch in Florida.
you're just driving
I
around
heard a
drinking
story.
beers. You're not actually looking for Sasquatch, are you?
No.
You're just drinking
They-
beers with your bro.
Almost everybody that does it has almost found him. And in Florida, these guys are like, we were on to him pretty good, but we couldn't continue with the chase because of the smell.
It's like, oh, well, then you should have showered.
You guys are
But
just
yeah,
drinking, aren't you?
These guys are squatching, and they're like, oh, shit, there's a tornado. Let's get it.
Yeah, now they're NATOing.
They don't really give a fuck what they get,
Yeah.
as long as they get hits on YouTube.
Right. And
But
that
they're primarily squatching, I think.
and it chases them for a little bit, but then it decides, nah, I think I'll eat a train instead. Because, of course, in any movie, tornadoes have consciousness. And it makes a specific decision to take out a train because,
More damage.
yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Rather than just some squatchers.
Well, and they needed it for their YouTube channel.
Mhm.
They needed this to happen because up to this point, they've only had pictures of them punching each other in the nutsack.
Right? That's all that they've got.
It's the Rochambeau challenge, and they're looking to expand.
All right, here on Squatch Channel, we're going to find Sasquatch today. We're headed to Lubbock, and I'm pretty sure we got a hot tip that that's where he's at. Then cut to 5 minutes later. No Sasquatch, but we did punch each other in the balls a lot. Here's the footage.
Yeah. No, we did that, and then we got real drunk. We ended up sucking each other's dicks, but we got it all on film. And we sold that for porn, and that's why we're still able to do this, because we made some money on that one, actually.
But click my like button and submit to our channel.
Smash that subscribe button. Thanks. Bros out. And then now, and their highest, the longest video that they had was like 5 minutes of them punching each other in the nuts. And it seriously had 3 views, and one of them was their mom's.
And the one guy's like, ha ha ha, fucker, I took mine behind my legs. So you were just not even punching me in the nuts.
I pulled myself a mangina so you couldn't get me. But then I forgot that I did it, and I sat down and I totally smashed them. So smash that like button. Like I smashed my balls.
Smash that button. Smash it like Skeeter's nuts.
All right. I got to go to the doctor now. Okay, so they don't die, and they get now 300 views on YouTube. They're still not doing good. But the Ethan has got his son. He picked him up at school, finds out the daughter's at the mall. So
Warns the school about the tornadoes.
Yeah, warns the school. The big one's coming. Get those kids in that basement, and he does, and he saves their lives. So he's going to the mall. And earlier, the daughter, Caitlin, sat on Santa's lap, which was, I think it was supposed to be like, we're going to give Santa a boner, I think. But
Yeah, I think that was what her friend was implying
Santa
too.
was a perfect gentleman about them and just wanted to make sure that they had a nice Christmas. So good job, Mall Santa, for not leaning into that when,
He was like, I'll try to get you a date, but you're hideously malformed.
Yeah,
and
you're weird
you
shape.
walk pigeon-toed.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. Brian. How about we get Brian? Brian will go out on a date with you. He's desperate.
And Brian's like, Santa, age of consent.
Right.
Stop it. I hate this job. I hate you. And I hate them more. All of you fuck off.
Yep. Brian the elf was having a great day at work.
No, I'm talking about Brian, the actual boy
Oh, yeah.
from high school.
That kid,
He's like, I'll also skip school today. Maybe I'll meet some ladies at the mall because the ladies at my high school sure don't like me. Oh, God, if only I wasn't Brian. Brian shows up to the mall and promptly dies.
He does. Brian shows up later because we can skip ahead to this part.
Yeah, I'm
Nothing
fine with that.
happens here. We see. I think it's Brian.
Yeah, we're pretty much there anyway.
They gets locked out of the mall.
Let me in, guys.
No one cares to let him in. He doesn't check any of the side doors.
The girls are literally standing in front of the door looking at him like, Brian, get inside my dream boat, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, you have to push the door open for him because it is locked.
It's a push, not a pull.
It's a push, not a pull. Maybe there is a heavy lock on that one, but the security guard he just doesn't care, I guess.
I guess not, because they got time. And then
Brian gets sucked up into the tornado. It's hilarious.
Awesome.
And it's followed by her going for an Oscar.
Oh, yes.
She's just like, no!
He was my only chance at prom.
Yeah. It's like her husband of 20 years is what she's going for.
Right.
And it was like, you don't even know him, I don't think. You're just like, oh, he wears flannel and his butt looks good in Lucky Jeans.
It's because Brian seriously is her only shot. You think she's going to get the captain of the football team to go to prom with her? No, he's going with her buxom friend.
Yeah.
So that's
Brian
out.
is the secretary of the astronomy club.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
He's
and that's
supposed
about
to
as
be-
good as she can do.
He's supposed to be like this hotshot basketball player.
Brian?
Yeah, during their conversations, he's like some kind of varsity sports guy, and they've been doing study groups together.
I think he told her that, but really he's just the guy that brings the water bottles. We get a look at Brian. He's not on the varsity basketball team.
No, Texas athletics.
Yeah.
Start looking at how many professional athletes come from Texas. High school Texas players look like NBA players versus the high school students here.
Yeah, no, Brian's bringing drinks to them. I'm on the basketball team. Uh-huh. Yeah, sure, buddy. You keep telling yourself that. No, she's going to get a bucket of blood dumped on her head at prom. So Brian was her only chance, and so that's what
They're
she's
not
screaming.
even going to go through that effort. She's just going to stand there and not get noticed.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
worst.
it's worse than bucket of blood on your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least they hate you that way.
It's something.
Uh,
Okay. Elsewhere, Ashley the dog has seized the storm and decides, you know what? I'm gonna get the fuck out of this house.
I'm out of here.
Bye.
That dog's pretty good.
The dog's awesome. Ashley the
Yeah.
dog is way better than Tess the dog from last week. Ashley's cool.
Ashley does have quite the facial expressions.
No,
She gets some good camera shots
They
in there.
shot this dog. Like,
I want to accuse
With the
this
camera.
of being Casper Van Dien's dog. Like, it wouldn't surprise
it
me
wouldn't
anyway.
surprise me
It's
in
like
the least.
the extra that was doing a good job acting. He's my cousin. He's filled in with the art department. My kids worked on this. They both did extras. They also helped on the art department. That's my dog.
Mm-hmm.
We're just like, oh, dog's a really good actor. He's like, I know it's Casper Van Dien's dog. Of course, it's a
Of
good
course,
actor.
it's a good actor. This dog is a good actor. And whoever shot it did a good job of shooting it. But the tornado hits. It wipes out the town. Wipes out the mall. Everybody got in the emergency shelter, so they're, for the most part, okay, except for Brian. And then after this tornado leaves, we go back to Ashley, who is now wandering the shattered wasteland of Texas. Just a dog walking through destruction.
Yeah.
Making its
A
way to the
dog
mall.
A dog without its boy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. It's pretty crazy. All right. So, Caitlin, she goes to check out the mall. Like, I'll go check.
Yeah, the destruction happens like right away. Okay, I don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
She also yells hello. And then everybody in the basement's like, you're the only one that went out.
She finds Anna, who has been barely injured, and is like, I can't move. I can't walk. I'm scared. Dude, you're like 18. Like,
Yeah.
you again are not a small child, and you've got barely any raspberry jam on your leg. Nothing has pinned you down. Get up. Get out of here.
She's lamenting the fact that her Orange Julius got smushed by like a small ornament. And she's really broken up about it. And they're like, that sign's about to fall on us. I need you to be brave. We got to get out of here. They don't really make those out of metal. It's just a sticker that looks like metal. If that sign was to fall on them, well, they'd be pretty disappointed on how bad it hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And then when the sign does fall, it's in a totally different location than where they were.
It actually ended up killing them.
And it's also not even a real sign.
Right. And come on. This scene sucks. All right. And Anna sucks. She really sucks. She's a grown-ass woman with some jam on her leg.
Yeah, it would have been better if she would have been like 5 or 6.
Uh-huh.
And then the whole scared thing could have, you could have worked that in. But I would have been like, bitch, you are like the same age as me. Get your ass up.
You're being a little piece of shit right now. You don't eat. What is your prognosis of your injuries? Where are you even injured?
You got a scratch on your leg? Big goddamn deal.
I don't think
Brian got sucked up by the tornado,
Yeah,
you
Brian-
fucking cunt.
Brian is in pieces right now and in different locations within the state. Like, he got ejected all the way to a different county. You had your Orange Julius crushed and a little bit of it went on your leg. So you might have a little bit of a cold leg in your thigh.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think she was just standing next to the cranberry jam display, and some of it got on her. It wasn't even a broken bottle. It was just like the sample one that was already open.
Yeah, and like some sort of Rube Goldberg type chain of events where things just slowly get knocked over and then other things get launched into the air and she's just watching it all happen and then finally ends with some jam on her.
No, it's not even a Rube Goldberg situation. It's like, everyone get to the shelter. And then she's like, tornado, I'm panicking. And she runs into the jam display and falls over.
Help me.
I can't get up. Go without me. Save yourselves.
Is that blood? No, it's jam. It's delicious.
But don't worry, I shoved a couple in my bra.
Couple jams?
Yeah, some of them weren't broken. This is a great time if you're a teenager to loot the shit you've always wanted that nobody will buy for you.
Jam.
Like expensive fucking jam. She's like, I've wanted this jam forever.
Teenagers
She
and
probably
their
does.
Teenagers and their notorious love of jam.
Yeah. She comes up, the daughter comes up and she's like, are you okay? I've been able to survive off this jam. It's been 3 minutes. You fell down 3 minutes ago.
The great 2012 jam pandemic with teens. They went straight. The jam was a gateway drug into Tide Pods, Jackie.
That is exactly what happened. She's like, I can't get off the jam. I'm just going to eat it straight with a spoon now. I used to use it as on bread, but the constant, I just can't get the same high. I just have to eat it directly out of the jar now.
Okay, all right. Let's go looting. I need jam. Come on.
Are we at the part where Logan goes out with the camera guy yet?
No.
Oh.
Because Ethan needs to get to the mall. He gets to the mall, and he's like, hey, kids, stay here. I'll go get the girls. He goes and grabs the girls. Like, it takes a matter of maybe 10 seconds to find the girls, and they go back to the car, and Max is gone, and Max has had this chain of events that would take like 15 minutes for him to be out
Max
of the car.
is just good at stuff. He builds things. He I'm staying in the car, Dad. And then he sprints in, sees a girl in shock. He's like, you're in shock. Sit here. Gives her his sweater. Sprints in but she's like, my grandpa's still in there. He's like, it's okay. I got it. And then he sprints in and he sees the whole roof about to fall. And he shoves the old man out of the way and he gets crushed by a pile of rubble that was about to kill the old man. And the old man's like, I'm 80 years, 10. That doesn't, no, let it fall on me. Oh.
He was like, you know what? I have been waiting for this moment for the food court to collapse on me. And you just fucking ruined it, kid. Now my life insurance isn't going to pay out.
Yeah, Max seriously got smashed by the food court. It wasn't even rubble. It was just food court stuff.
Food court. Those food court chairs are sturdy. Those hurt.
And the old man has done nothing to help Max. And then Ethan shows up and starts lifting food court stuff off of him, and the old man is still just sitting there doing nothing.
No, there's not a much rubble on him. It's like, whoa, you could clear that real quick. See if he's okay. You wouldn't even have to pull him out. Just
Right.
like, yeah, get the big sticks off the tarp, rip the tarp off. Oh, there he is. Are you okay? Yeah, I got hit by a tarp and some sticks.
and some napkins.
Yeah. There's an Orange Julius in here, though.
Whose Orange Julius is this?
That's mine. Shut up, bitch. You got jam on your leg.
Get back to your jam.
Give it. You ran into the jam. I saw you. You're stupid.
And then again, what are Max's injuries? Because Casper Van Dien carries him hero style out of the mall. And it seems like Max is just fine.
He got the wind knocked out of him.
Right. To unconsciousness.
I kind of thought,
He landed on the Orange Julius. It's the same as landing on the football.
yeah, I mean, I kind of thought for like a second, like, oh my God, he's crippled.
Right.
They're going to go with Tiny Tim,
Uh-huh.
and he's going to be like, the goose.
That's from the Muppets, not
That's
actual
from the Muppets,
Tiny
but that's
Tim.
a much better. Well, it was Tiny Tim in the Muppets. Anyway, but then he's just fine. He's like,
He's
okay, take me
fine.
to grandma's.
He doesn't even have jam on his leg. He's perfectly fine. Max, what happened in there?
I stole some ketchup packets and the thing collapsed on me.
Right.
That's what I get for going for
It wasn't
precarious
even
condiments.
tornado debris. It's just he pulled the ketchup stand's display on.
Yeah.
He's like, it was teetering. I thought I'd get some free ketchup for
Free
us.
ketchup and jam for everyone.
No, this sounds about like, again, with the accuracy of this movie in real life, is that pandemonium at the food court.
Because kids love jam and ketchup. There's a fucking PS5 sitting there waiting to be stolen, and the kid is like, ketchup!
Catch up.
Oh my God. Okay, so the tornado is also heading towards the power plant. There's a new one. It's headed towards the power plant.
Yeah.
And if it hits the power plant, it'll wipe out power for like half the state or something. So Ethan and Caitlin, the daughter, they're gonna go after mom at the station and find Ashley the dog too. But Ashley has other plans. She's still out wandering the wasteland. I don't know where the fuck Ashley is going.
I think Ashley actually off screen saves about 20 or 30 people.
Probably.
Yeah.
And is rewarded in mustard packets.
Well, that almost makes sense because dogs will eat trash, right?
Right.
Yeah.
They don't want a
Ashley's
PS5.
pretty sharp. She's like, it's only been a day. I'm actually not hungry. Thanks. She probably saves Anna outside of the mall, who's fallen down again, and just decided that she needs to eat the stolen jam in order to survive. And Ashley, the dog's like, have to be a talking dog right now. It's been 5 minutes since you last fell down. You don't need to survive.
All right. Ashley, help. I need mustard.
There is some mustard stuck to my tail. You can have that.
Oh, thank God, condiments. I couldn't go another 5 minutes without condiments. All right, so the power plant, alarms are going off. The workers are all scrambling. Logan and the cameraman are like, we got to get shots of this. So we're headed down to the power plant. And they get down there, and it's an F6. He reveals that the F6 is coming. This is the big one.
Yeah. It doesn't fucking look like an F6.
No, it looks like all the same other ones.
It looks like there's a series of minor tornadoes. Some of them kill idiots.
Right. And Logan goes live, and he gets hit with a shipping container in the face.
Yeah.
I don't know what's with the
Doug.
shipping containers.
He could have moved.
He really could have moved.
But he just stood there like, no.
He did the Austin Powers get ran over thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the cameraman should have been like, go fuck yourself.
And
Here's
the
a stand.
The cameraman just
I'm
kept
outta here.
rolling. He's like,
No. Yeah.
look, behind us. And they just stand there and get hit by a shipping container.
This is where it gets inaccurate with how it works at a TV station. If you ever notice, no, this is a real thing.
Uh-huh.
I've never had to like do anything other than like push somebody out of the way. But if you ever work at a TV station, you notice that the camera guys are always in decent enough shape, and they're actually kind of athletic people because they aren't just there to do their job and get the shot. They have to protect the equipment and they have to protect the reporter. So it's not like, oh, we're going up here. I want to go up here. The cameraman's the first one up the ladder.
Really?
And then the cameraman is the one that's like, we're leaving now.
Okay.
Because now I can sense a level of danger that I can only save us both and this equipment if we leave now. And you have to do everything I fucking say.
Well, Hollywood has done us a real disservice over time and the cameramans of the world, because this cameraman is pretty much the stereotype of movie cameramans. Like every single one in movies look like this guy.
He should be eating a sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
while videotaping this, and then drop the sandwich and be like, like he's choking on a dick, and then the tornado kills them both.
Huh.
I'm
Yeah,
reinventing the scene.
Or he could just be choking on a sandwich,
No.
because he would be literally choking on a sandwich.
No, he swallowed it.
Yeah, you go around to local news stations and the photogs are fairly athletic guys who carry knives.
Okay. All right. So that they can prod the reporter to get in the dangerous situation.
You have to cut things
I'll get
all the time.
Yeah, like the reporter. Get that.
Yeah, usually
get
gaffing
that
tape,
shot,
but-
or I'll fucking cut you.
I'll cut you.
What
No.
makes you think I won't?
This is just a sidetrack episode. I'm going to get sidetracked. Before I had to do this, I learned from a guy, and I learned everything I needed to know in one day when I was shadowing in high school. I went with this news team, and I got the whole, like, politics of their situation all the way. The camera guy was, in fact, wearing a vest. Why is he wearing a vest? Because he's got a lot of shit in that vest.
It's like
And
Batman's
he was
utility
doing
belt.
the driving, and she was like, this is what we got to do. And she was keeping track of the shit, and she was good at getting ready, assessing all of the situation around him after he picked the shot, got it set up, and then she was just helping, basically. Like, she was a really good reporter as far as, like, I think that's why they put us with them when we were shadowing. They're like, you should watch these two work together. This is how it's done. And this guy drove like a fucking bat out of hell. It was almost like, and it was a fucking Civic Gen 2.
Okay.
And he's sliding it around corners, and he'd be like, that guy's driving like a fucko. And then she'd be like, yeah, he's a fucko. And you could tell they'd worked together for a while, and that she was like, this guy is the fucking guy, and I'm going to stand in front of the camera and not fuck it up. But I'm totally going to do whatever he tells me once we leave the station. Once we get back to the station, I get to do, whatever. But she was like on it, protecting him from all the bullshit that he didn't want to deal with, like talking to people or anything like that. And then he was just like, here's how we survive this situation that I'm about to put us into. Which was
Flying
like-
shipping containers.
So he's kind of like Indiana Jones.
kind of. Yeah.
Out of the way, bitch. I will save
No,
you.
No, that's the thing, is if he has to, he knows how to grab the camera and put it under one arm and grab her and put it under the other arm and get back to the Civic.
And not look at the explosion.
No, you can't.
Can't
The
look
explosion is behind you.
That's
Not because you're badass, but because you have to save that camera and you have to save the lady.
and because you're badass. I mean,
And you're badass.
Hey.
And, the ladies are oftentimes short. And there's two reasons for that.
you carry her
One,
like a
it's
football.
easier to set up the camera without putting it high.
Uh-huh.
And two, sometimes you have to put the person under your arm and the camera under your other arm while it's still attached to the tripod and get back to the goddamn Civic.
While not looking at an explosion and smoking a cigar. And not like a long cigar, like the short, stubby kind. And then putting on your sunglasses and saying, film at 8, baby.
No, you got to slide sideways into the station. And then you just throw the tape like a frisbee to another camera guy that throws it, and it makes it to the editors who are good at catching the tape. Live. That's a good news team right there.
So when you put your sunglasses on, you got to say something while you're carrying a lady and a camera.
If you're a camera guy, you'd be like, I can't believe that fucko's driving.
That's your
Because you're
zinger.
still fixated on the guy that cut you off earlier. All the other shit that happened, the total calamity that you avoided, isn't really in your memory. You're like, that's just kind of shit that happens here. You're like,
Explosions.
that guy is an asshole driver.
Yeah, explosions that
Having
I have
had to do the job, I've never had to put anybody on my arm or get out of really bad situations. I've been in some bad situations with a camera, but I've never had to do the double rescue. I've heard about the double rescue. Yeah, you don't fixate on the stuff that is the average bullshit that happens to you. You fixate on that guy that cut you off on the fucking freeway.
It's badass. All right, we got to talk about this movie. Coincidentally, my Star Trek fanfic is also called Sidetracked. Get it? You know, because people always say Star Trek because they're idiots. So we're side. I'll be leaving now.
Star Truck.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's that Star Truck. They're in that round truck in space.
Star Trekking. Okay, so Logan's dead. He's been hit with a shipping container. That's good news for everybody. He was a terrible weatherman and an even worse person, and he smelled like Brute. So the TV station is all sad. Oh no, we've lost Logan. He got smashed. Nobody cares about the cameraman. Nobody
one cares about.
even says Greg is dead and he was the godfather to my children.
It's
Yeah,
because he didn't
so
spray
I
his balls
looked up-
with Brute.
He didn't smell like Brute. That's a good thing. Brute sucks, Jackie.
No, he's not down
Yeah.
there with a spray bottle on his balls going, come on, ladies.
No, Doug. I looked it up because we have to have our tribute to Doug, the unsung cameraman who dies and no one cares about him. Even though Doug's probably like the most tenured employee at the whole station.
Right. He had a family, and he volunteered at the blood
probably
bank.
not.
He volunteered at the blood bank on the
Maybe.
weekends. He sometimes on Thanksgiving he would spend all day distributing food to the homeless.
Maybe.
And
Yeah.
nobody gives a fucking shit about Doug.
Nobody gives a shit about Doug. No one cares.
No,
All
it's
the crew's
Logan.
Like, fuck,
Logan.
Doug's dead.
Logan.
Oh, no.
Logan had a fucking one-way track to work at fucking Fox News. He was basically, what's his fucking goddamn name? The guy, that fat piece of shit that died that John Lithgow played. Like, step into my office, lady, and show me what that beaver looks like. And then you can be on the news. That's what Logan was going for. He's still slapping asses and saying, hey, I'm the king around here, right, baby? And then poor fucking
Doug, who's like, yeah, I've got it on a little weight, but I still surf with sharks on the weekends.
Right?
Yeah. The crew's busted up. They're like, Doug got it? That guy's tough as nails. We're all going to die.
Yeah, so when that alarm to get into the basement for the tornado comes, you notice that everybody hauls ass because Doug is dead.
Yep, Doug is dead. Nobody else can save us. Let's get to safety. Except for Joanna, the pregnant lady, who went to go find, what?
A CB radio.
A CB radio.
No. They can't make... Oh, boo. The director was like, I'll get you a CB radio. Hey, pregnant lady, go into the basement
Go
and try
get-
to lug out a 70-pound fucking radio.
Go into the basement, Sam. When she's going downstairs, there's a shot where she's at the top of a stairwell, and it says B3. Then she goes down another set of stairs to B4. Then she goes down one more stairs, catwalk stairs. She's 5 stories underground in a TV station.
If there is 5-story TV stations, you know what's on the B5
Sex
in
trafficking.
Texas?
Rupert Murdoch's
the
office?
studio. The studio's there because we can still run. If the whole top of the building gets tornadoed off, we can still run if the studio's in the basement.
Oh.
Oh, that's weird.
Studios or TV stations don't have 5 stories of basement.
No, they don't.
What's in between? And like she goes into the storage area that actually has like television equipment in it. What's in basement 4 through 1? If the storage is on B5,
Cocaine and drugs. On
it's
the
just
next one.
hookers everywhere.
Hookers and drugs,
alcohol
they
is the
have
next
to make
one down.
money at this TV station. And here's the thing. If you've ever tried to sell an ad for local TV, you realize that there needs to be a side hustle.
Yeah. You gotta toss in some whores. Otherwise, nobody's buying. Okay. B5, pregnant lady getting a fucking CB radio. Unbelievable. And somehow the basement has managed to catch on fire. How did the basement? It's 5 stories underground.
They show this. The electrical is starting to spark for whatever fucking reason.
Right?
And there's a trash can full of paper right underneath it.
Okay.
And that causes a fire.
And it like explosions.
Shit that happens at a TV station all the time. They don't have a safety. We can't afford a safety person.
Well, fuck it.
What we can do is afford giant tanks of propane that we keep in the basement, though. We can afford that.
Things that can happen at a TV station. Why is there alcohol-soaked stack of paper in the microwave? Why is that happening? Well, I didn't know what else to do with it.
Where else would you put it?
Okay.
That's
I
literally.
didn't want to go out to the dumpster. I have to go on in a minute.
There's a sign with an arrow pointing down it that says alcohol-soaked buckets, storage here. Yes, it's a microwave, but I have to follow. That's OSHA. That's just OSHA.
Uh-huh.
You got to follow OSHA. There's a sign, so I got to do it.
Uh-huh. This wasn't at a TV station, but it was at a place I worked. A guy was trying to shred documents, tax documents. They're like frantically to the point that I'm like, well, he's probably in trouble with the IRS.
Hey, how about
he's
that?
frantically shredding these tax documents, and then he filled up a plastic bucket, and then dumped gas on it and tried to burn it.
Oh, my
the
God.
bucket turned into a unput-outable torch that caught the side of the building on fire.
Oh, my fucking God.
And I got it out. I got it out. And I told him that he needed to get the fuck as fucking far away from the business as he could possibly get and to go home and calm down.
And
his
maybe
dad
call his
showed
attorney.
that owned the business showed up. And he's like, I'm like, Denny, everything's fine, but the building was on fire. And he's like, what? How did the building catch on fire? And I was like, I told him the whole story, and his son's name was Robbie. The whole story of the tax documents and the building, and he just looks at me and he goes, and you could just see that his entire heart was broken and that he had held up hope that his son wasn't an idiot for so many years and that it was all over right that day. He just went, Robbie did that? And I was like, yes, but I took care of it. And he's like, okay, good job. All right, we're going to figure out how Robbie's just never going to come here again.
Right. Well, I think this situation is going to cure itself because it seems like Robbie might be under investigation for tax embezzlement.
Yeah. Seems like he's got some stuff that he's going to have to deal with.
Yeah. He's going to be busy for a little bit.
Yeah. Apparently, whatever business school he went to and all the schools before that didn't explain to him anything about the flammability of plastics.
Okay. All right. So the basement's on fire. Ethan and Caitlin head down. The ladies have decided to just give up. Mom and Joanna, they just are like, I'm tired. Let's just lay down for a little bit.
I think it's supposed to be smoke inhalation.
But the problem with it is, Jackie, is Ethan and his teenage daughter go through the exact same process that they do and suffer no damage from smoke inhalation. These bitches are just lazy.
No, they're taking hits off the oxygen tank.
Oh, you want to rationalize some shit in this movie?
I saw them do it.
Okay, you want to solve some of its problems? I'm still saying these two are just like, I need to take a nap.
She's like, I hate my husband. It's never going to get any better. Now is the perfect excuse to die next to a pregnant lady.
And she does. Joanna has died from her injuries. ?
Oh, it's the inhalation.
But it's not because the mom is fine. Addison
Well, she's passing out.
But like, as soon as she hears her husband's voice, she's like, "I'm good."
Yeah. And she doesn't need the oxygen either, so. Anyway, CVD saves the pregnant lady.
He gives her CPR on her throat. I don't know if you guys got that. He wanted nothing to do with getting anywhere near that his fellow actress's boobs. He was a consummate professional.
He's a consummate. Those are the things that
Which
I
is
see.
The opposite of being a consummate professional, because you're not acting.
Dude, he's choosing to do the right thing. Cut him some shit.
He's choosing to do the right thing. He's not being Al Pacino and completely molesting every actress. When you get CVD, he shows up.
Somebody gonna die in this movie, so I can give him CPR.
Oh, wait! I wrote in a scene where we both fall down. So yeah, when you get CVD, he's gonna be like, okay, just tell me which ones I need to do the turn two, because he does the turn two. CVD is all about the turn two. Like, we got to get out of here. When he did that one, it was great.
Yep.
Because you do that like 10 times. And he'll be like, okay, just set the camera up real quick. We'll do it. I'll get it on the first try. Trust me. You will. And then you get those other things like, all right, here's the CPR scene. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to molest somebody.
Right. Nope. He's a nice man.
Wow.
He's a real
Casper
nice man.
Van Dien. You're the tops.
Dude, I'm just saying, I would have brunch with him, drink too much champagne, and then be like, I really appreciate the fact that you don't molest women. And he'd be like, what? And I'd be like, kill all the bugs. And then I'd fucking pass out at the table because I'd be so goddamn nervous I'd forget to eat.
Yeah. CVD as my neighbor and Andrew Yang as my best friend. That's pretty much, that's the life for me. No offense to you guys. But get out of here. I got CVD and Andrew Yang coming over.
You want more warm and fuzzies about CVD? He's a huge anti-child abuse advocate.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yeah.
Is there anybody that is a huge child abuse
NAFTA?
supporter?
NAFTA?
The North American Free Trade Agreement is about child abuse?
It would if it worked right when we have more Mexican kids in those factories. So maybe she's.
You mean NAMBLA, Jackie?
I mean NAMBLA. Yes, that is exactly what I mean. Sorry, I've been drinking.
the North American Marlon Brando Lookalike Association.
Uh-huh.
No, I saw it on South Park. So it's got to be true.
Okay. So anyways, they get outside. I guess all the tornadoes are done now because it's time to celebrate their anniversary. And so they go home and have a fucking barbecue and a swim out.
No, it's worse than this. So all of this is happening. You're like, F6, where's the mega tornado going to happen?
Uh-huh.
I don't think it does. I guess it goes over the news station. We see an aftermath that it went through downtown, but that didn't actually happen in the movie.
Right.
And this is after this scene. But like, he gets to the news station and he rescues his wife and they get outside and he's like, well, I'm glad that's over. Steaks?
Right.
She says steaks and wine. And he's like, I thought you forgot. And she's like, well, I did. It's not like I fucking busted out a card in my nightstand. Like, I totally didn't give a shit it was our anniversary. But now that Doug is dead, fuck. I mean, I guess I gotta hook up where I can.
You mean Logan? She was not hooking up with Doug.
I met Doug.
Oh.
Because Doug also said that he was going with them.
Uh-huh.
It's the red herring of Logan. But it was Doug the entire time.
Doug was the milkman.
Yep.
Well, you can't resist Doug. I mean.
And then
if the child does demonstrate ability to do things. He can build stuff. He's like that. We've figured something out about this movie.
That is Doug's baby.
Doug is the father.
Doug is the father. He regretted it ever since, but he's been slipping her a little college fund money twice a week whenever he can, here and there. Shows up at Christmas time, and why does Max get such great presents from Doug, and he doesn't even bring me anything, said Caitlin, the sister. And CVD's like,
I don't know, but Doug paid for that fucking enormous rock slide swimming pool that we've got in the back that's probably filled with salt water and is fucking rad. So shut the fuck up, bitch.
Honey, why is Doug in the backyard with no pants on? That's just Doug.
I told him he could use the pool.
Yeah, it's just Doug. Don't worry about it.
CVD's like, that's okay. All these other ladies like me. Doug knows how to party. I'm cool with him.
Right?
Doug, did you
That
bring
other
any
guy's a
cocaine?
fucking asshole, though. He's not allowed over here.
Yeah. And she does say that. She literally says that. Just so you know, nothing ever happened between me and Logan. I didn't ask.
Because it was Doug.
Yeah, when somebody says that, like, out of nowhere, like, wait, why would you fucking say that?
Because he brought it up when he gave her the anniversary card and he was getting ready to go to the university for work.
And he was like, you've been banging Logan? I don't remember that.
He's like, is Logan going to be there? And she's like, yeah, he's the fucking weather guy. He's going to be at work today. And he's like, meh.
So she was banging Logan and Doug, and he only knows about the Logan thing?
He suspects Logan because who the fuck would fuck Doug?
She would.
But he doesn't think that, right? He's a handsome fellow. Doug's a handsome fellow. He can understand that, but he can't understand the Doug.
You just
But
said
what he doesn't know
You
is
said
that,
Doug twice.
oh, I met Logan.
Okay.
Him and Logan are similarly handsome, right?
No, Logan's a total.
But
Logan looks like a walking penis.
okay, but Doug has a Ron Jeremy dick.
Yes.
And she's like, she accidentally walked in on him one day in the bathroom because she'd been drinking at work again and was like, this is the women's bathroom, right? And then she was like, oh, Doug. And he's like, would you like to hit a stall? And she's like, your dick is bigger than that dead guy's from like 3 episodes ago on Stinker Madness when they were carrying him to his grave and he was just like flopping out.
Yeah, I know, man.
Bang away.
I know about that penis. Bang away.
Yep. Sam is right.
Yeah.
Bang away.
Okay, this movie's over. This podcast has been going on for quite some time.
We didn't mention that after Steaks, he's like, BTW, I'm going to take my shirt off. And I still look great. 43.
Dude, he looks fantastic, but so does she. I mean, like,
Really?
she had like
she's
the
a fitness
fucking
model.
abs
Yeah,
and
Yeah, she's a fitness model.
I like
Yeah.
him a little squishier than that.
well,
Yeah,
that's good
but-
because I do not look like a fitness model,
No.
but I am quite sexy,
All right.
as I established
All right.
last
Hey, this
night.
movie's over. Circle back to that. Ashley comes back too, though. Ashley the dog. God knows what she was doing.
Nobody even fucking went out and looked for
Nobody
her.
even fucking went and looked for that goddamn dog.
No.
They didn't even bring it up until, oh yeah, we have a dog.
No, I think that the dog is the chief lifesaver besides the number 2 to Casper Van Dien's character, Ethan, as far as being like action person. In action.
Right.
So, like, he's not even worried. And then Ashley shows back and I'm like, Ashley. He's like, good girl. How many lives you saved this weekend? She's like, "Rawr, rawr." And he's like, 51. That's more than me.
Okay. All right. Credits. Who wants to go first on questions?
I only have the one.
I've got 3.
I have
You
none.
should do one first if you have
Okay,
3.
all right. Can we go ahead and declare, unless you guys got something that'll jump in your mind? I know this question's already hard because we watched so many movies. Is this the lowest body count disaster movie that we can think of?
Yes, because there were only like 2.
4 people died by my count.
4? That's
Yeah.
pretty low.
We got Brian, we got Cowboy Jingle Bells guy, we got Logan and Doug.
Yeah, that is 4. That's pretty low for a tornado movie.
That's way
That's
low.
very low.
And I'm still not sure any of those people died, you know? Like, maybe he did duck. They're like, there's no chance he ducked. I'm sorry, he's gone. And maybe Brian didn't get torn apart and thrown into other counties. Maybe he landed in the Feather Factory.
Maybe as he's spinning around, he encountered a cow and he jumped on the cow's back, and between the two of them, they were able to weigh themselves down.
Plus, there's a good chance that Doug was like seeing the shipping container.
Uh-huh.
Because this is your other thing that you do when you're a somewhat athletic cameraman. And you go, can't save the camera, can't save that guy. Jump down there, broken ankle.
Right.
Peace out, bitches.
Yeah. Yeah. So the body count is unclear. We don't have confirmation on these people, but let's just go ahead and assume that 4 people died because they went into a tornado and odds aren't good. And also got hit in the face with shipping container. Odds aren't good that they made it.
Yeah, I'm going to say this is probably the lowest body count we've ever done for a disaster movie.
Yeah, it's really low.
Yeah.
Second question. What the fuck happened in Chicago?
He predicted
a tornado.
multiple tornadoes that were going to come down and kill everyone, especially in this one neighborhood. So they evacuated a city of thousands, and then nothing fucking happened. And he was left to be the laughingstock of the Barnaby Bee circus, and they were broomed out of town.
Yep. Shenanigans.
Yep. Sam knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right. I didn't realize that I knew he Chicken Littled it, but I didn't realize it was the same setup as this movie. So.
Yeah, this is the same story, but just it works out in his
just
favor.
Happened this time. Okay. Sam, your question?
Did the baby make it?
What baby?
Oh, and Joanna? She died.
Yeah.
She died.
Well,
I don't know how that works.
Oh God, I don't want to think about this. I'm sorry. I'm gonna peace out. I don't know anything.
I don't know how CPR. That's an interesting, curious question that I don't fucking know the answer to.
Yeah, because it's not like the kidneys oxygen, but it does need a steady blood flow.
The kidneys oxygen, Jackie. What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know that much about pregnancy,
Yeah,
so I'm gonna peace out. I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Maybe she hadn't been dead for too long.
I don't know about you guys, but I've never been pregnant. So, and I've definitely never died while being pregnant. So I don't fucking know, man.
Me
Is
either,
it
dude.
possible? Or do you have to like give the baby CPR somehow too?
Through the vagina?
Through the vagina?
Just blow in there. I have to do this. No, you don't, Al Pacino. No, you don't.
Isn't there something bad that happens if you blow in a vagina? Is that like an old wives' tale?
It causes vagina farts, I'm sure. Like a little bit of queefing. Like the air has to come back out, so it's not like it gets absorbed.
I thought I heard that someplace. Like, don't blow in a vagina; it'll break it.
I don't think it's gonna break it, but it's definitely not comfortable.
Okay, wait. So someone just offered this to you, or you asked what happens if I blow in a vagina, and they're like, they answered that rather than go, well, why would you want to do that?
No, I read the
Exactly.
sign. I read the sign, Sam. Don't that ladies have on their legs. Don't blow in vagina. It's an OSHA thing, like the microwave.
And you cannot hear the sea if you put your ear up next to it. It's not a seashell or a concha shell.
I'm gonna assume that the baby didn't make it, Sam.
I'm hoping it did.
I'm hoping. But
I'm gonna say that it did, and I'm gonna leave it.
hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Which leads us to our final question. Does this movie capture the true spirit of Christmas?
No,
Nope.
Nope.
like not even
It
fucking
doesn't.
close.
This is
The closest thing that it gets is steaks, but it's still like 4 or 5 days before Christmas
And
when
it
they have the steaks.
doesn't even do that, Sam, because they show him cooking hamburgers and hot dogs.
So he's even too cheap for steaks.
It takes place on December 23rd. This movie is less of a Christmas movie than fucking Die Hard.
Yeah, it is. It is less of a Christmas movie than fucking Die Hard.
This might be the least Christmas movie we've ever done. Nothing.
I think it might be.
Nothing can be farther away from a Christmas movie than this thing. So good job on that, guys. You accomplished your mission, if that was your mission. Final recommendations, though. I'm right over the edge. It's okay. It's fun, but there's nothing spectacular here. I can't be like, you can miss it or not, but you're not going to regret watching it. So go for it, but it's not, you don't have to.
I'm also gonna give it a do, and mostly because it has Casper Van Dien.
Yeah.
And that in itself
And
is
Ashley.
very, very entertaining. Yeah, and Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, there was nothing. I'm with you. Nothing spectacular about it, but it was a good time, and I enjoyed watching it. Much more than last week.
You can go to the room and have a good time. Sam?
We've now, over the years, even in streaming do's and don'ts, given CVD a do almost every time, because what he does is he takes some of the most mundane things that we've ever seen and makes them viewable.
Yeah.
He just does it.
Yeah.
And it's a do because, Casper, you're great.
Yeah, I might be on the other side of this if it wasn't for CVD.
Oh, I wouldn't have liked it without him in it.
Yeah.
Put maybe Patrick Muldoon.
Yeah. Dylan Mulroney. Dermot
No,
Mulroney.
neither Dylan McDermott or Dermot Mulroney in this movie. It's a don't.
Yeah. Billy D.
The only other person I could say, oh, you put them in this movie, it's definitely a do, is Snipes.
Mark Dacascos.
That's true.
Mark Dacascos is a don't.
What's the guy from Renegade with the long hair?
Something with an A. Alonzo
Mourning. No, the guy from Renegade wasn't Alonzo. Anyways, we'll move on from it. No, I think you're absolutely right. Without CVD, this might be a don't. But with him, yeah, it's fine. It's good. It's good. Just don't feel bad if you don't watch it. So, I think that's going to wrap things up for this week. Next week is Jackie's pick, the final Christmas movie of the year. Jackie, what are we doing?
We are actually going to be doing, gentlemen, hold your breath. Ben Affleck.
Oh!
Sexy Time Christmas.
Oh, Charlize Theron!
Reindeer Games.
Yes! I cannot wait. That's Reindeer Games is a Christmas movie or could have been a nonsensical November pick. We didn't get a good nonsensical November pick, so this movie does not make sense. Can't wait. Good pick, Jackie.
Thank you.
All right, fam. Enjoy your week.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and get to the shipping container.